What's up, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Blocc Report. It's your boy Kicks.
And it's your boy Half Ounce. And today we have Joseph Valadez.
What's up? What's up, my people?
What's up, Joseph? Welcome to the Blocc Report, brother. Thank you for stopping by, man.
Well, I'm a full-time student at Cal State University Long Beach, brother. This past December, I graduated with a degree in sociology, and my emphasis is race and ethnicity. And I'm getting ready to start the master's program in August.
Man, congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Man. You're really making an impact for us.
Oh, I love it. I would have never thought of doing the things I get to do today because of, just surrendering and saying enough is enough, man.
Now, I know, Joseph, you have a special story. You're not just a student, man. You're an overall person who's come from the bottom, and you struggled before. Let's start at your younger years, man. What was a young Joseph like?
I had been using drugs for 43 years, 38 as a heroin addict. I started off early like anybody. I grew up in Barrio Crow Village in Orange County,
Where's that at? Like,
the city of Staten.
Okay, City of Staten. What streets is that on?
That's on Beach and Chapman. This was a defining moment for me when I really went full blown. And I will share this. In the summer of the 6th grade going to 7th grade, I already had it all planned out. I got a lot of primos. My barrio's 7-8 miles from the beach, man. We already had it planned. We're going to go to the beach for the fucking summer with my primos, go fish out the pier. Fuck, it was all right. We're doable, right? But my dad came and rained on my parade and told me, hey, we ain't buying you your fucking school clothes no more. You got to go and work for him this summer. And it's like, and it like really rained on my parade, right? Yeah. Fuck, man, I already had my summer planned out. We were going to go fishing, and here this motherfucker said I got to go work.
What was your
right?
first job? So you get your threads.
So he takes me as his labor, man, right? Oh, fuck, for the years I had a resentment because he never let me wear gloves, man. He back then they didn't have no trench diggers, right? And everything had to be done by shovel and pick, man.
What kind of job were you doing?
I was a laborer. My dad's a cement finisher by trade.
Oh, okay, cement finisher. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So I go to the store because this was what kicked it off. My first day. I go to work. We work all day. Fuck. I couldn't work with no pinchy gloves, and I already had pinchy blisters. Right. At the end of the day, I have yet to see a construction site where the guys didn't get together, maybe drink a couple afterward before they take on. That's like ritual. Yeah. Ritual grasa. Yeah. It's like a ritual. Yeah. If they don't have them chilled, they send somebody to go get some. Right. And this is what they did. They passed the hat around, and they went and got some beer, and they came back. But my dad went. And so when my dad came back, he starts throwing beers at everybody. And they came to me, he threw me a soda. Right? Because I was watching everybody, we're all excited about it. Right? So the same thing, next day, same thing. Same end of the day, right? Put in a hard day's work, bam. And it was hot. It was June? When the regular school could get out? May, June? It was already getting warm. But this time, God rest his soul, my uncle went. And he comes back, he starts throwing beers around, and he looks at me and he throws me a pistol. And I caught it, right? And then as soon as I caught it, my dad was over there and I looked, and if fucking looks could kill, I died 1,000 deaths, man. Right? Neta, right? Yeah. I say this story because this is the defining moment of where I went, right? And so he looks at my uncle, and you know how all of us homies do it. If uncle goes, what? My dad goes, it's and my uncle goes, what? And he goes, what's up with that? And my uncle goes, he did a man's work, now he gets a man's beer. And my dad didn't say fucking shit. My dad didn't say a fucking thing. Because he knew it was. So that was my rite of passage that day. I was 12 years old. And that's when I started doing all kinds of different shit. Yeah. You know, I gravitated towards a Yeska, and I went to the pills. And up to this time, I already had uncles. That uncle, he died of an OD. And I already had cousins and homies that died of ODs. And don't you know, there was no way, no how that I was going to stick a needle in my arm. Right? So I experimented with a lot of barbiturates, a lot of reds, man, a lot of fucking yellows, rainbows. Take a couple of them and drink a fucking piece of it. Fucked up, right? At 15, I got an older brother, 8 years older than me, man. He's already slamming, right? And I seen him. I caught him at home, man. You know, he was all fucked up. But he left his stash on the top of the dresser, and I got into it. I put some in. I'll share this story, right? And I went with another homie who's passed away, God rest his soul, and we did it. But we did lines, right? And I loved it, right? But still, I was scared. I wasn't gonna stick a needle in my arm, right? I think even at that time, I had already seen more people die of ODs. But on my 18th birthday, and in between all that time, I'm getting cracked for different things, like I said, for all these different fucking things. Yeah. Birthday, I slammed for the first time, and there was 7 of us in that room, and there's only 2 of us alive, me and another homie. All the rest are gone as a result of either ODing or dying of their addiction, of the medical issues arising from their addiction, right? So I got cracked, and back then the judge gave you the option, man. Either you go to the joint for 2 years or go to the service, but you gotta sign up for 4 years. This is 1976, right? Fuck, that's a no fucking brainer, man. Fuck, send me to fucking whatever. Right?
So you were in the army, or?
So I went in the army. I signed up for the army for 4 years, right?
Okay.
And it's because I had just graduated high school, man, and I remember I had told my public pretender, I just graduated, fool, right? And I remember, man, the fucking judge, he goes, Mr. Valadez, I think you have some redeeming qualities. I'm going to give you an option. Either you go, you can either go to the joint for 2 years or go to the service, any service, but sign up for 4 years, and if you do that, we're gonna expunge, and I never knew what the fuck that word meant, expunge. I had to go look in the dictionary what the fuck expunge mean. Yeah. What does that fucking mean? You make it disappear. So you get, to this day, you won't see that on my record. You'll see every fucking thing else, but you won't see that, right? He held his word, right? So, I go to basic, and I went through basic, and I went to my first duty station was Fort Hood, Texas. After I got out of basic, I started fucking around, right? But it was all I did. I didn't slam myself. I go like that, right? And the homies fucking would do it for me. So I go to Texas, and I think the first couple of weeks I was there, I walked in on this dude, man. Cause he told me earlier, hey, come to my, cause we had rooms. We had 2-man rooms. He said, well, I'm gonna have some pisto there and we can kick it and we'll fucking get, I'm gonna have some yescas. And so I went in there and knocked, and I seen him, he was slamming, I caught him slamming, right? And he asked me, have you done this before? And I go, yeah, right? And then this is where he fucked up. He goes, and I remember this to this day, he goes, don't tell me you're one of the fucking pussies I gotta fix, right? And then my pride, my ego kicked in. Right. No, fuck no, I know how to do this, right? And I've seen it done a million times. Because by then, running around the neighborhood and running around my homies, I had already seen what they did. So right. It was like on-the-job training, but I didn't do it on myself, right? And so that was the first time that night that I slammed myself, and that was the beginning of the end because I got strung out in the service. I got strung out in Fort Hood, Texas. I was there for about 8 months, 10 months. But mind you, I was in for 4 years. So by then, I already had like a year, a little over, almost a year and a half. And I got orders to go to Germany, right? And that was like a fucking big fucking thing because from Texas to Germany, they sent me to fucking heroin heaven, man. Fuck, it was like all the shit over there was pure.
So wait a minute. You were getting loaded in Germany.
Fuck, I was fucking on and
Fuck,
cracking,
dude.
man. I was fucking. It was like fuck. Now putting my Placasso, Joseph and Crow Village over there in Munich and fucking Frankfurt. I was still acting a fool, you know.
Did you meet? Were there any other homies with you, getting loaded with you out there?
So, the first day, they got a, you come in, they got a reception center, and from the reception center they sent me out to this place by duty station, and when I went there was like 6 dudes, 7 dudes from California, homies. They were all homies, right? Different parts of California, and I met this one dude, right? First of all, I introduced myself, Visalia, San Jose, fucking San Diego, L.A., and then the last dude was from Vegas. Right?
What do they call Chiva in German? How do you guys refer to it over there?
We just said, there's a name for it. There was a name for it. They called it, what the fuck did they call it? I want to say, I know, for some reason, caca came to my mind, but no, they didn't call it that. They had some fucked up name for it. You're right.
Right.
You're right. They had a code name that we would go, but the homie already knew. He already knew where to go pick up. So I was just following suit. He already knew we'd go to this bar in Frankfurt and he fucking pick up, and they already knew him and fucking, because somebody else that was there before him showed him where to, and he had already been there, and it was like he's getting passed down, right?
Did you adapt to Germany? Like, did you have
I
to
loved it.
adapt?
I loved that whole fucking place.
Was the Chiva like Mexican Chiva?
No, it's all
China
that,
White or
it's all that opium that's grown in the Middle East from Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran. They grow all that poppy over there, and it gets processed in France, and from France it goes out through Europe and then to wherever.
is it
points.
stronger?
Pure.
Wow.
It's like 90-some % pure. I'm telling you, you do a match it. You do a fucking match it at 8 o'clock. You know how big a match it is?
Yeah.
You slam that shit at 8 o'clock in the morning, man. At 8 o'clock at night, you're still fucked up. Like you just finished slamming.
So it ain't like what we're used to seeing in
fuck
California.
No. Fuck no.
All right.
And the day that I came home, I hadn't used it in like 7 months. And they threw me a surprise party. And I walked in my old room, and guess what? I walked in on my fucking primos and my brother slamming. And the first thing they asked me, hey, you want some?
Oh man.
And fuck, of course. I said, oh yeah. Have you done this before? Yeah. Do we need to slam you? No, I could do it myself. Of course, my pride and ego, but I had been doing it for myself, right? And that's the other defiant moment, because that was the beginning of the end. 5 months later, I got cracked, and I went to Chino for the first of 40 times. That's how many times I've been to the joint.
40 times?
7 terms and 33 violations. I've had a C37 number, I've had a H number, and I've had a K number. I went through the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. I lived to use and used to live. I love getting loaded. And that's my truth. I loved all the drama. I loved all that went with it. That's my truth. To the point that I was so fucked up, I thought I was gonna die in them fucking streets, and I was fine with it.
You lost all hope at that point, right?
It wasn't losing hope. I just didn't give a fuck. There's a big difference, brother. You're a dumb criminal. No, fuck that. It's not being a dumb. I didn't give a fuck. And to tell you the truth, each and every time that the 7 terms that they got me for, I was happy that they busted me. People, I say prayers. No, I was only mad that I had to fucking kick heroin. I've kicked heroin in the joint or in the county at least 30, 40 fucking times. I was happy that they busted me because they didn't bust me what the fuck they should have busted me for. Because by rights, if they would have got me for what I should have got busted for, I wouldn't be here. That's my truth. His whole life, or he sees me with fucking with a couple of them bullets. He goes, "Look, man, the secret of doing time is occupying the mind, and how you occupy the mind is you get knowledge, because knowledge is power, right? Leave them fucking books alone. Go to Germany, go to fucking Australia, go to fucking China." I didn't understand what the fuck he was saying. Yeah, read books, man. Read all the history. Read fucking philosophy. Read you know, different things, but the real stuff, true stuff, right? Educate yourself, right? And he was telling me about these old people that he knew that were tipped up, that self-taught themselves, right? So, you know, I went on a kick. I did. I put them, each and every time I go back, I'd go on a kick. And this is and to the point, I've read all the mythologies. I've read the Incas, Mayas, Aztec, Viking, Greeks, Romans. I was on all that fucking kick. I've read all the European classics, right?
Wow.
I've read all of Shakespeare but 3 plays. I've read all the American classics. I've read all. Then I'm a veterano, so I started reading about wars. The Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, the fucking Chinese, the Japanese, the Koreans. I read all them fucking wars, right? Then I started American history. All the World War I, II, III, all the fucking history of the United States. I was on a fucking, I was on a big viaje about the fucking, the Constitution. So I want to know about all these putos that wrote the fucking Constitution. I was big on all the slavery, so I want to know about all these fucking putos that were bringing slaves in and having slaves. I was big on all that, right? So I read that. Ask my homie. He'll co-sign it. I play a mean fucking game of Jeopardy. If people ask me,
That's right.
Okay.
if people ask me, how the fuck you know that? It's a long story, my brother. April 22nd, 2013. No, April 21st, 2013 was 6 days clean. And I graduated April 22nd, 2014. I spent 366 days there, and for that, I'm always in. I will. Before I came here, I just came from the Salvation Army.
Okay. Really? You still go down there?
Every Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Who down there could you shout out at Salvation Army?
The whole place, man. The whole place is prior. I graduated April 22nd, 2014. And prior to the pandemic, I was going back every Wednesday. I was going back every Wednesday for over 6.5 years. I would go back every, because I'm so grateful for them people, because I found the God of my understanding there. And put it simply, Joseph found Joseph. Veterans house, and I get a piece of paper, big old vanilla envelope, and I live with nothing but veterans. So I asked this one day, what's this mean right here? He goes, well, let's see, open it up. He goes, no, he told me, that's money. I go, money? He goes, yeah, open it up, watch. Blah, 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 blah. You've been granted 50% service-connected disability. You'll be entitled to a check for the rest of your life. I go, whoa, what?
Oh, wow.
He goes, you got a bank account? I go, yeah. He said, go check it. I run upstairs. My room was upstairs. I got pull up my computer, and this motherfucker slow as fuck. I'm watching that chinga trying to boot up. Hurry up, puto. Hurry up. Right? Bam. I look. Oh, shit. They back paid me 18 months, 14 G's. Right? Fucking 14 G. God is good, right? Right? But what I failed to mention, I had already been living after I got out of the Salvation Army, I started living at the veterans house. But that day I was doing all the paperwork. Now I'm sitting down with the veteran specialist, and he tells me this. Okay, you got 2 months left. What's your plans for employment when you get out? Right? Well, I'm telling him, well, I got homies that work construction. My dad's doing. No, get that out of your mind, man. You're too old for that shit. I go, damn. But at this time, I'm already 55, right? I don't go, pichi puto, que huevos. You know, I don't think I got a shot at fucking working some fucking construction. Right. Then he asked me, have you ever thought about going to school? Now, I have to say this because I know a lot of guys that have been busted. And sitting in 6x9s, each and every time I've been busted, man. And this is common for everybody, man. We play this tape. And the name of this tape is called the Would've, Could've, Should've tape. If I would have did this, I wouldn't be here. Or I should have made a left instead of a right. Or what would have happened if I had gone to school, or if I had did this trade, or I wouldn't have to resort. We play that fucking tape. I played that a million times every time I got busted. So I'm telling them that. I mean, yeah, I was thought about going to school. I knew I had the capacity to go to school. But I was just stuck in doing the things I was doing that I didn't know. The school was a part of this thing. And then when I did think about it, fuck it. I found my solution at the end of a needle. Yeah. Right? And he's telling me, well, in order to stay at that house, you have to either A, have a full-time job, or go to school full-time.
So you're getting money for life, and you got a roof over your head.
Yeah.
You might as well go to school and fuck the job.
Why not?
Because that's what I would have done.
So that's a no-brainer. I go, fuck it, a full-time school, and that's it. Yeah, and I get to stay here for 2 years. He goes, yeah.
Shit.
2018, I graduated with 2 degrees, one in sociology for transfer, and one in history degree for transfer. While I was there at Orange Coast College, I made the National Veterans Honor Society 5 semesters in a row because I carried over a 3.0 GPA. I transferred over to Cal State University of Long Beach. This past December, I graduated with a degree in sociology from Cal State University of Long Beach. That was in the spring, the fall, that previous spring. That fall, I made straight A's, and I made the President's Honor List. The spring before that, the semester before that, I made the President's Honor List, and I made straight A's. Because I did that, the spring and the fall, that spring I finished with 3.5 GPA. And I finished off school with the 3.67 GPA, which is like A minus, right? I just did the ceremony last month at Anaheim Stadium, where they made it official.
How was it?
And I did it with honors, wearing my honor cord.
That's right.
This past what was it, May? In May, I got accepted to the master's program. 1,200 applicants for 100 seats, and yours truly got one of the seats.
Little Joseph from Stan fucking got accepted.
That's right.
I would have thought, man. That's right.
It's kind of surreal, man. And I don't say to look at me, I'm all that in a bag of chips.
No, he works for you.
I'm just old fucking tecato trying to get another day, right? I'm in a 12-step recovery program, and I'm just following suit what them guys told me to do, man. I'm not no unique. I'm not nothing special.
What advice do you have for, people stuck in the barrio looking for a way out? What would you say to them?
Well, I have to say, look, first and foremost, today, fortunately, there's a lot of resources. There's a lot of grassroots organizations that have a lot of money. They get either state or federal dollars, right? Find them organizations. I was stuck all them years, man, because for a lot of years, people that have been busted tell me, we carry this yoke. I always share this. And this yoke is like the burden that we carry of being busted. Because unfortunately, society looks at us all fucked up, right? Or there's a negative stigma that's attached to people that are busted, right? You know what I'm saying? They don't, without looking at the circumstances. Oh, you've been to prison, you're fucked up. At least talking to a lot of people in recovery, they told me this, and unfortunately, we have a lot of them in the barrios. So I would say, don't let your past define who you are today, man. Right? Because it's not how you start the race; it's how you finish it, man.
That's right.
There's a lot of organizations that'll help you out, man. You just have to have the willing desire to want to change and get that help, man. Again, pride and ego. Whether it's man or woman, man, especially Raza. We know Raza. We have all that pride and ego, man.
Gotta let all that go.
We gotta let all that go, man.
Joseph, I appreciate you being a part of the Blocc Report, brother. Thank you very much from all of us over here at the Blocc Report. Kicks.
And I'm Half Ounce, and this is the Blocc Report.